Going into this semifinal round, Anna DeBeer is getting healthy just at the right time. And for more on that, let's go over to Madison Fitzpatrick on the sideline.
It's definitely been a long journey for Anna DeBeer, who, after suffering a very devastating ankle injury in the NCAA semifinal, she spent the majority of her first season as a pro volleyball player doing rehab, getting extra reps, limiting her jumps, and doing PT well. I have good news, Indy Ignite fans. Anna DeBeer is back. She's coming off of season high 17 kills and then 25 kills. And I asked her yesterday, how's your ankle doing? And she told me, I had a moment in that 25 kill match where I thought, yeah, this feels normal. I am back. And Paul and Holly, you know what is dangerous? In Anna DeBeer, that's back.
ผู้ชนะในวันนี้
Once again, she'll be wearing number 14 out of Louisville ACC Player of the Year, a four-time All-American. Missed the first 6 weeks. Holly, you did the NCAA championships, where in the semifinals against Pitt, she really a devastating injury to that ankle, and she had to work long and hard to get back into the lineup.
มาชมกันครับวันนี้
She is there for the Indy Ignite. Mentioned they limped into the playoffs, 13 of 15 overall.
ในวันนี้ครับ
They will take on Omaha. Omaha won the season series. Each team around the league of 8 plays 4 matches against their respective opponents, and Omaha won the season series 3-1.
สำหรับผู้ใดอยากจะสนับสนุนช่องก็สามารถกด
Omaha on the other side at 21-7. Supernovas have won 4 of their last 5. They will be in their white uniforms. This is the Lee's Family Forum just outside Las Vegas, a city that continues to change by the day. More and more exciting all the time. Henderson, Nevada. There is Brooke Nunaviller on the season among the league leaders in virtually every category. We'll lay that out for you as the match goes along. And Ajani Taylor have to go back to the injury to Lecator member Menet. Last match was on March 9th. She was playing at an MVP level, so Indy really had to adjust. And I was joking with Ajani. I said, how sore is your back? She knew exactly what I was
She certainly did.
She's been carrying her team all season long. But it's got some help, as Madison Fitzpatrick said.
เพื่อไปยืนรอชิงชนะเลิศกับคู่ระหว่างออร์แลนโดวันคีรีกับแอตแลน
We
ตา
are
วิ
set to go best 3 out of 5 sets.
เป็นยังไง
The
ครับ
road to the
มา
$1
ชม
million
ไปพร้อมกันเลยครับ
match coming up Sunday afternoon.
เซตที่ 1 เริ่มครับ
4 Eastern time.
มี
Perfect
ในอยู่ใน
pass
ชุ
in
ดสี
reception
ส้มครับ
1-on-1. And DeBeer with the opening kill right on
รู้
top.
ว่าเรียกว่าสีส้มสีอะไรครับวันนี้
Omaha, you want to avoid Elena Scott, the
แรกก็
libero
เป็น
for
ของ
Indy
อินดี้ครับ
in the middle of the court. The strategy was to overload Anna DeBeer, and they were not able to do that there.
ดีเซิร์ฟครับลูกนี้โอมาฮาลองได้ครับเซฟไหลหลังฟาดตีบอลครับบอลได้ไหมโดนมาครับฟาดลูกนี้บอลบอลลงครับไม่ว่าบอลบอลลงครับเป็นแต้มของทาง
Now that she's come off and rehab for so long, fun to see her explosive again on the pin.
ปาดมาอีกทีนึงครับอุ้ยรับได้ครับ
Cooper, last year's rising star when she played for
โอมาฮา
Columbus.
ฟาดมาลูกนี้ตีบอล
off the edge of the block
ข้างไป
out of bounds, and none of
แต้
them
มของ
are
ทาง
voted
โอ
the
มา
most
ฮา
outstanding outside hitter this year in the Pro Volleyball Federation, and deservedly so.
ตอนนี้ผู้ชมในสนามวันนี้ก็ค่อนข้างหนาตานะครับ
uses the block out of bounds. She does all the little things to keep her team alive.
เอาแล้วครับมาชมกันวันนี้ว่าทางโอมาฮาจะเปิดเกมยังไงเอาแล้วครับอินดี้ได้ลูกนี้ครับฟาดลูกนี้โอ้โหลงขายคอร์ครับลูกนี้สวยรถการจริงๆครับนี่ครับคนมาเซตไปหลังฟาดลูกนี้เต็มเลยครับโยนมาอีกอินดี้โอมาฮาฟาดมาโอ้ลูกนี้ครับหายหลังปางงานเลยครับลูกตบลูกแรงจริงหายหลังปางงานเลยครับดูครับลูกนี้ครับฟาดมา
Johnny Taylor playing defense on that right side, catches her possibly in the shoulder or head.
เอสมาฟาดลูกนี้โอ้โหลงเช่นหลังเป็นแต้มของทางโอมาฮา
is one of those explosive players who can really score at a high clip out of the middle, and Omaha needs that offensive threat there.
Number 8 overall pick.
โอมาฮาจะได้เสิร์ฟมาลูกนี้สวยครับ
Good reception once again by Chai. And
ยอด
going
เบา
off
ๆเอายังไง
over that.
อินดี้ว่ายังไงครับฟาดมาลูกนี้โอ้โหยิงลองได้
Off the right side.
เอาโอกาสของอินดี้เรียบร้อยครับได้แต้ม
And right now DeBeer is the place to go here in Vegas.
Really
start for the Indy
ลูกเมื่อสักครู่
defensively
ตก
and
เล่นมุม
offensively
นะครับ
putting all sorts of pressure on the Omaha Supernovas right now.
คู่นี้ไม่ว่าใครจะเข้าชิงนะครับก็
And when she did come back, one of the reasons
คู่
why her
ของ
numbers
ชมพู่
aren't
พรพันธ์
better
ครับ
because there were a
ร
lot
อง
of times when she was
นั
playing
ดชิง
just
ชนะเลิศ
front row.
ชนะเลิศนี้ตลอดแตกแน่นอนลูกนี้
Wearing number 8.
ผมพาได้แต้มตามหลังมา3-5
Indy Ignites have been out of
Omaha
Supernovas have been out of system, but have been able to swing out of trouble last couple plays.
Banjo again,
ลูกนี้ครับ
very easy serve and Sydney Hill. What a wonderful player at the University of Wisconsin, a national champion.
ลูกตบของทางฝั่ง
She was wearing
Indy
the
Ignite นี่ตบได้ดีจริง
when she was the most outstanding player in the championship round.
And aggressive mindset to start this match, attacking
ดีจะได้
early.
เสิร์ฟครับ
Who's not aggressive? Omaha at the service line right
นี่
now.
ตาม
Indy has
ตอนนี้
been
นำอยู่
absolutely perfect in
3-6
reception. And Cooper
6-3
on a piece of the sideline.
ผู้
First
ถูก
referee Michelle Prater right in front of the first official.
แบบ
Omaha Supernovas getting really
ไม่มีใครยอมใคร
aggressive,
แน่นอนครับ
attacking down that line,
อันดับหนึ่ง
avoiding
อันดับ
Elena
4นะครับ
Scott,
อย่า
who
ลืม
owns that left back
ว่า
territory
วันนี้
defensively.
อันดับหนึ่ง
We were expecting Kelsey
ชนะ
to
ให้
be
ใส่
the
หรืออัน
opposite.
ดับ 4 จะ
Emily
โค่น
Londa, another
แชมป์
absolutely perfect reception. Good stab that time by Valentine Anderson.
มาลูกนี้ครับเอาแล้ว
Easily read by Scott.
Indy.
Quick to the outside.
Indy
one-on-one. Dug by
ลืม
Nunaville.
อินดี้ป้าลูกนี้โอ้โหต้องพุ่งรับครับทันไหมไม่ทัน
By number 27 out of Ohio State. Did play 5 years there, but the second all-time attacker at Ohio State in terms of total kills.
Early in the
ตื่นมาครับ
season, Bird, Kuhn, the head
2-6
coach for Omaha Supernova, said, look, Emily Londa lights us up at practice. So she just waited for her turn, and she's been a big contributor on that right side.
Lydia Martin, the rookie out of Oklahoma. We talked. Opening semifinal for the Pro Volleyball Federation title, Indy and Omaha. And Madison, you were listening to the huddle.
6-8
Of course, because it's early, but what she was saying was, let's be disciplined
Indy
on the
เสิร์ฟลูกนี้
block,
ครับ
and you know what we need to do? We need to win some grind points here in
ผมพา
defense.
ตบโอ้โหคมเลยครับลูกนี้ลิฟต์ไปรับ
Indy's
ไม่
way in
ทัน
all
ครับ
the what do you mean grind point?
ลิฟต์รับไม่
you
ทั
want
น
to
ครับ
extend
แบ
the
บ
rally,
นี้
you
ก็
want
ลิ
to
ฟต์
put
รับไม่
pressure
ได้
on your opponents. I think Omaha serving the ball too easy and not in attack mode. You're not going to get given this opportunity to play for $1 million. You got to go out and earn it.
Nice response by the top-seeded and regular season champions, the Supernovas.
มาลูกนี้ต่อครับแต้มของอินดี้
Just out of bounds.
ออกเยอะเลยครับ
Interesting. Allison Witten getting the start.
Indy serve. โอมาฮาฟาดลูกนี้ครับเรียบร้อย
Toyosi Anabanjo, All-American as a senior, first-team All-Big 12 for Ray Bichard, her former coach who's on hand out of Kansas.
Can we talk about that pass? The diving, sliding, one-arm pass, and
Omaha เป็นฝ่ายได้เสิร์ฟครับ
able to run the middle. That's
ดูโซน
so
ลูกนี้ครับ
impressive.
เคาะบอลโด่งมาตาของอินดี้ขึ้นไปฟาดเร็วลูกนี้เรียบร้อยครับไม่เหลือเลย
Wisconsin, known mostly for her blocking, but Holly, her offense has really come along in the latter third of this season.
It certainly has. I mean, yes, she played great defense in college, but her offense has picked up, and that
ดี
connection
จำ
with
เสิร์ฟมาโอมา
Sydney
ฮาล
Hill
องได้
is really
เก็บ
good
ไป
out
หัว
the
เสา
middle.
ฟาดลูกนี้
Seeing some very good offense by both of these teams, but Brooke Nunaville,
แก้กันลูกต่อลูกเลยครับตอนนี้
with that unforced error, and Indy will continue to serve
เป็น
now
แต้ม
leading
ครับ
by
เป็น
3.
แต้มของทางอินดี้ครับโอ้บอลออกครับแม่สายตาก็ไม่ดี
Some unforced hitting errors
เอาครับอินดี้เสิร์ฟมาโอมาฮารับเข้าจุดอยู่ฟาดลูกนี้อินดี้รับได้
Easy dig by
เอสไล่
Scott
หลัง
in
สามฟาดลูก
transition.
นี้ตีบล็อกโอ้
Walking out of bounds, Nina
ไล่
Childs.
ไม่ทันครับ
Chayich played early and often and had a
ไม่
really
ได้
good start to the
แต้มของ
season.
ทาง
Went to
อิน
the
ดี้
bench a little bit,
ทิ้ง
has
ห่าง
come
ไป
back
4 แต้ม
really just energized,
2
putting up
ต่อ
some really
8
fantastic numbers, and her passing has improved as well.
Indy on a 3-0 run, continuing to work
อุ้ย
on
ไม่เข้า
Cooper.
จุดครับ
Holly,
ต้อง
will she be the
เคาะข้ามมาตีบล็อกอีกโอ้โห
Nunaville off to a very slow start offensively.
ตบมาลูกนี้ครับ
Indy
โดนบล็อก
putting
เต็มๆเลยครับ
service
คู่
pressure on
หน้า
the Omaha Supernovas. They're going at Reagan Cooper, and then they're keen on Brooke Nunaville, daring them to beat the Indy Ignite with other
เอาดี
players.
เส้นไหลหลัง
Coming right side to Anabanjo, going to be a free ball
เซต
pass.
ไหลหลัง
And
ฟา
on
ลูก
the
นี้
side,
เรียบร้อยเลยครับ
that
ตี
is a
ทะ
break
แยง
for Omaha. Crawford missed it wide, number 12 in orange.
เ อ้ตบมือให้เลยครับลูก
CC
นี้
Crawford wants that one back tried to get a
บอล
piece
ออก
of
ค
the
รับแหม
block
นึกว่าลง
swinging
ครับ
wide and that
แหม
one
ต้อง
missed
ขออภัยด้วยครับบอลออก
Here is
บอลมัน
Nunaviller.
เร็วเหลือเกินครับ
Not going with a jump serve. Very good flat serve. Look at De Beer.
เด็ด
Perfect
มา
pass.
ฟาลูกนี้
Register the kill. Anna De Beer,
แบ
like
บนี้เรียกว่า
Madison
ตีแสก
Fitzpatrick
หน้า
said,
ครับ
feeling her legs, feeling like she was playing before she got hurt at the national semifinals.
And we talk about her offense, but it's her first contact getting that ball right to the setter, so she gets a big seam in the block to attack.
อินดี้เซิร์ฟ
That ball just into the top of the tape, missed by
เลยครับ
De Beer. Service pressure vitally important. You got to think Indy comes in as a big underdog against the regular season champions, particularly since the Supernovas won 3 out of the 4 regular season meetings. Pretty average pass. Nice play that time
ต่อ
by
ครับ
Hilly,
ต่อ
improving the
ขอไป
ball.
ด้วยครับลูกนี้สักครู่เสิร์ฟไม่ข้ามลูกนี้ตีบอล
Is
ครับ
off the edge and out of bounds.
วัน
Heavy
นี้ภา
swing
พ
by
เป็นภาพดูครับ
27 and
เกมมัน
wide.
มันเหลือ
And
เกิน
boy,
ครับ
Londot had a well-formed Indy Ignite
ไม่
wall
มี
in
ใครยอม
front,
ใครครับ
but
ฝ่าย
Londot
ต้องการอยาก
able
จะ
to use the
ได้ชัย
outside
ช
hand
นะ
of the block
เพื่อ
out of
เข้ารอบ
bounds.
Just like Indy was going against Reagan Cooper, it will be Anabanjo and Omaha going after De Beer. Up to it this
เอา
time.
ครับเล่น
Perfect
เร็วครับลูก
pass.
นี้เรียบร้อยไหม
Not
เรียบ
down
ร้อยไหม
yet. That was
เรียบร้อย
very
ไหม
close. Beautiful dig that time, and we're going to have a
ของ Indy อีกครั้งหนึ่ง
challenge midpoint that
เพราะ
ball
มา
was
ลูก
down
นี้
in
เสียง
front of
ลูกหวีดขึ้น
Nunaviller.
แล้วครับ
You get 2 challenges
มีการ
per set. You can
challenge ครับ
challenge ball up or down
Indy is challenging.
of Brooke Nunaviller.
ชาเลนจ์ครับ
And that ball was indeed called down. And my
ทาง
lip
ของ
reading skills have
Indy ครับ
improved through the many
การชี้มา
decades.
ทาง
And Brooke said,
Indy
I didn't get it.
I saw
didn't
that
get it. It was a
too.
good
I saw
challenge.
that too.
Oh, you got it
Yep.
too. Okay. Okay.
ทีไม้
It's not my
ที
first
มือเลยครับ
rodeo.
เป็นแต้มของอินดี้ครับ15-11
The run continues now for Indy. They got out to a quick start,
ต่อครั
now
บ
leading at 15 to
ที่
11.
เสิร์ฟมาลูกนี้
That was an attempt that CC Crawford would like to forget.
Yeah, she wants that one back. She did not.
No, she wants to forget about that
That
completely.
too. That too. Maybe another try, but that doesn't work out. That are in town. That's why you're
Yeah.
seeing those graphics. Pretty cool.
When I was in the gym today on
สอง
the
ต่อ
bike,
สิบ
the gentleman next to me was wearing a dead shirt,
คะแนน
and he
ทำไม
was
เป็น
going
ไง
to the Sphere tonight. And that reminds me to think of my dear friend
16ต่อ
and
12 ครับ
recently departed
ตามคะแนนเลยครับพี่น้อง
one of the greatest of
ข้าม
all
มา
time. When you think of the Grateful
เด็ด
Dead,
ใส่หลัง3
wonderful
เมตรฟาดลูก
basketball
นี้
at UCLA.
ตีบอลอีก
My
โอ้
heart
โห
was just absolutely broken, and I know you knew
เต็ม
Bill
เลยครับ
well. He was a huge fan of volleyball. Actually, did sideline on the
ที่ขึ้น
AVP for a
นำ
long time.
17 ต่อ 12
Storyteller.
Yeah, Bill,
เซตที่หนึ่ง
we love you. We love you, and we miss you. Mac Pedraza has come in wearing number 9, formerly a Big Ten Setter of the Year at Ohio
ดีได้
State,
เสิร์ฟครับ
and finished her career at Penn State.
ส่วนลูกนี้
Very, very
อ
nice
อกมา
start
โอ้
by
โห
Indy.
บอลไม่
Working
เข้า
on
จุดครับแบบนี้
Very bad pass,
โยนมาให้หัว
especially
เสา
for
ครั
a
บ
bro.
ฟาดมา
Nicely
อินดี้
done
ลอง
by
ได้
Elena Scott.
อินดี้เซตไหลหลัง3 เมตรเคาะข้ามมาเบาๆลิฟ
Pedraza
รับ
taken
ได้
out of the
แต่ไม่
play.
เข้าจุด
Witten very
เดิ
good
นมา
set
ถึ
in
งหัวเสา
transition.
ฟาดทะแยงลูก
And
นี้
that
อิ
cut
นดี้ลอง
inside
ได้
the
ครับ
block.
โอ้โห
Nice
เดี๋ยว
read
จริ
by
งครับอินดี้
Chich.
มาวันนี้เคาะข้ามมาก่อนโอกาสของ
Horde, no,
Omaha
quickly to the
ฟาดมา
outside.
ลูกนี้
Really good block touch.
เอาละครั
Taylor
บ
with a block touch.
ฟาดคืนครับ
Chich on the outside. Did she miss it? Called in by Bolt 6. Remember, can't challenge in
ส
or
วย
out.
สด
It's
ง
all
ด
done
งามเลยครับลูก
electronically.
นี้
But that was close.
8 ต่อ 12 ครับ
Tried
นำไป
on
แล้ว
this ball.
6
Work
คะ
to
แนน
get
ดูภาพช้า
outside
ครับ
in
ฟาด
transition.
ลูกนี้เต็ม
And
เต็ม
then
เล
one
ย
blocker in front gets a piece of Kelsey Payne's arm.
Let's go over to the sideline in Madison.
Actually, yeah.
8 ต่อ 12เคาะข้ามมาโอกาสของทาง
Well, I listened in during the Indy
Omaha.
Ignite
เอา
timeout,
Indy
and good
ได้
vibes were
แก้
good,
เกมครับลูก
obviously.
นี้
George
ฟาด
Batch and
เรียบ
tasked them
ร้อย
with
ครับ
one
ติด
thing.
ทัด
He
แล้ว
said, I
ก็อ
want
อก
you
ข้า
guys
ม
to
ไป
win an ugly point. And I think those were back-to-back, grinding in defense, winning that ugly point. That's exactly what he wanted from his team.
9 ต่อ
Thank you, Madison.
12 ครับ
Martin again out of the middle. She has really been a
เวลา
weapon
น
in
อกเลย
Sydney
ครับ
Hilly.
วันนี้
I know it's a small sample size in
ไม่
this
ได้ครับ
particular
Omaha
match, but she was setter of the
ขอเวลานอก
year
เลยครับ
for a reason,
แก้
and she's
เกมกัน
showing
ต่อ
us why.
Well, the Indies
มาดูวัน
passing
นี้ว่า
numbers are helping her run
หลัง
that
จากนี้จะแก้
dynamic
เกมยังไง
offense, get all her hitters
เพราะตอน
involved.
นี้
We've seen some middle kills
Omaha
in
ตามหลังอยู่
transition.
7
I've
คะแน
been
น
really
นะครับ
impressed with they are playing at a very
คะแนนระดับ
high
นี้
level
ก็ถือว่า
attacking Omaha.
คะแนนนี้เยอะ
Omaha
นะครับ
going double sub with Pedraza along with Kelsey Payne. Kelsey Payne, a wonderful career
อัน
at
ดับ
Kansas,
4
an
เจออันดับ
experienced
1
pro
ครับ
now,
เป็นไป
having
ได้
played in
ค
some
รับ
of the best leagues around the world in Turkey and
เป็นไป
Korea
ได้
as well.
แล้วก็
Witten,
เป็นไป
perfect
แล้ว
pass,
ครับ
combination to Cooper,
เซตที่
and
หนึ่
a
งขึ้นมา
much-needed kill that time by number 8, includes 6'2" outside hitter
Nằm phải.
Reagan Cooper.
Omaha Supernovas brought Reagan Cooper inside, attacking out of the gap. Had some room to work around that big Indy Ignite block.
โอมาฮาตามหลังอินดี้อยู่6 แต้ม
Indy has been spectacular on the offensive end so far.
Mostly because of first ball contact. Taylor
and out of bounds. Ajani Taylor, 3.5 kills per set. Third, 2.3 digs, 64 blocks, 6th best in the league, and number 4 in points. Pretty darn good year.
ไม่ได้ครับหรือว่าจะเป็นเครื่องยนต์ดีเซลครับร้อนช้าตามมาลองได้ครับเข้าจุดเทสในหลังฟาดลูกนี้
Tattooed the sideline. Caitlin Horde, number 23 in white, with a good side out kill.
บอลลงริมเส้นเลยครับ
passes in front of that 3-meter line that allows
ดูภาพช้าครับ
to run their middle. Look at this angle by Caitlin Horde. That is indefensible.
14-20
In many ways.
True.
โอมาฮาเสิร์ฟมาลูกนี้เข้าหลังเซตเข้าจุดพอดีเลยเล่นเร็วบอล
Give you Martin's numbers off to a almost perfect start. That's 5 kills on 6 swings. In terms of efficiency right now, Indy is hitting 583. Martin goes to the sideline. And we'll have Carly Scott out of the University of Michigan. Very, very good all-around volleyball player. You know that. She has a reputation on the beach as well. She's into serve, working on Cooper.
โอกาสของโอมาฮาครับยอดเบาๆแต่ไม่ข้ามครับ
Has off to a very, very
วัน
slow
นี้
start.
เลอร์บ่อยครับ
It starts with the first contact. Omaha is not taking care of the ball, and it's an out-of-system play. It's not exactly what she wants, and then she's a little tentative there.
ของตาราง
Nunaviller has 1 kill on 8 swings and 4 errors.
ยอดเบาๆติดบอลอีก
Carries a huge load for this very balanced Omaha team.
บอลเด้งขึ้นรับได้ครับ
Wonderful
ของอิน
contact
ดี้
off the
เล่น
block.
บอลข้ามลูกนี้ โอ้โห
Rare hitting mistake, if you can
ลูก
fairly
บล็อก
call
ลู
it
กนี้
that by
เต็ม
Taylor.
เลย
Omaha did their job. Mert
Omaha
Drew, the
ได้แต้
head
ม
coach for Omaha, said, look, we need to
5
close that seam
22
against Taylor. Finally, Onabanjo and Nunaville able to do that
มี7 คะแน
defensively.
นครับ
Ajani Taylor has some
ดู
of
ครับ
her
วันนี้
best
จะ
matches
พลิกส
against
ถานการณ์ได้
Omaha
เซตที่
during the course of the season. Really quite
ยังมี
remarkable how well she
แค่
has
รัก
played
ษาดีๆ
against
ไว้
the regular season champs.
ฟาดมาเอาอินดี้เซตมือเดียวครับฟาดลูกนี้ยังลองได้โอมาฮาอันเดอร์ขึ้นสูงหัวเสาฟาดติดบล็อกอินดี้รับได้เซตมา3 เมตรฟาดลูกนี้แบบนี้ดิดรับออกไปเลยครับบอลผิดมงผิดจังหวะครับ
Well, she's been so impressive, and I'll tell you, Indy Ignite can hurt you in so many different ways, and that really stresses the block and the team defense on the other side of the net for Omaha.
เซตไปหัวเสาฟาดมาลูกนี้เข้ามาลึกครับวิ่งเข้ามาลึกบอลโดน
And
แล้ว
Omaha
แลบ
bringing
ออกข้าง
that block inside,
แต่ของ
Nunaville
โอมาฮา
working down the line, attacking Taylor defensively.
23-16, big advantage here for Indy. What a start.
อันเดอร์ขึ้นสูงครับโอ้โหเล่นบอลเร็วครับลองได้เหมือนกันล้นมาฟาดตีบอลโอ้โห
It was double sub, but now Pedraza will stay through the front with Kelsey Payne around the back.
And this is one of the reasons Mac Pedraza is on the court for her size defensively. She makes a beautiful one-on-one block move to stop that easy point for Indy.
Mac
โอมาฮาเสริม
Pedraza
มา
at
อินดี้ได้
6'2",
ครับ
much more
เซ
of
ต
a
มา
blocking
ฟาด
style.
ลูก
Another
นี้อิน
pretty
ดี้
good.
โอ
Oh,
มา
nice
ฮาลอง
play
ได้
by
เอา
Payne.
ละทีบอลข้ามไป
As
โอ
opposed
กาส
to
ของอินดี้
Valentin Anderson at only
อินดี้ว่าจัง
5'8".
ซี่เล่นเร็วเลย
Sydney Hilly now with 3 kills. As a former All-American setter, you gotta love this.
I do. I love the mindset from Sydney Hilly. Sometimes she walks into set and forgets about herself, but she's establishing herself as an offensive weapon for Indy.
And as you've so rightly mentioned, Holly, it's all about the first contact. We'll get you Indy's reception numbers, but they are really good right now. De Beer set point number 1.
ข้ามมาลูกนี้ลองได้ครับ
going to
เจ็ด
Cooper
ไป
coming
ฟาดแล้วตีบอลอีกครับเรียบร้อยเลยครับ
Could not have drawn it up any better.
อินดี้ชนะไปครับ
Indy Ignite, a big underdog. They only won 1 out of their last 8 matches coming into these semifinals under 500 on the year. But good enough to get into the playoffs, and here they are. A chance on Sunday. Martin is dug by Pedraza, right back to Martin again. We're talking about it during the commercial break in between Sydney Hilly. How good has she been?
She's special, and she's leading a very young team, but always bettering the ball, making good decisions, running a balanced offense, and I love the decision to go back to Lydia Martin.
And so
เซ
good
ต
to
มา
see
หัว
Mark
เสา
back
ฟา
healthy.
ลูกนี้ตีด
Good
บอล
block
อีก
by Taylor.
เอาแล้วโอมาฮาไหลหลัง
Very,
มาครับ
very good
พอ
blocker.
เสา
She's
ตี
been
บอล
called
อีก
undersized
ออก
her
อันเดอร์ขึ้น
entire
สูง
career. On the
ขอข้ามมา
overpass,
ตีบอล
nice
อีกครับ
reaction
โอ้
by Nunaviller.
อินดี้ไปแก้ยังไงครับที่นี้โอ้โหแลนลี่กับลูกนี้ครับวาดมาโอ้โห
Top of the tape and down by Nunaviller, who was very slow in the opening set. Just a couple of kills on 10 swings with 4 errors, so she hit
ส
negative.
นุกจ
Johnny
ริงๆค
Taylor
รับ
a little bit early on her block
Omaha
and
สอง
Nunaviller
Indy
able
หนึ่
to
ง
sneak it cross court.
Have to love that matchup
Omaha
when you got a Johnny
ได้
Taylor
เสิร์ฟ
working against Nunaviller a couple of times across the front
เคาะ
court.
มาลูกนี้เอา
Nice
ลอง
play
ได้
by Chayich.
โอ้โหแบบนี้ฟาดจะเหลือไหมยังอยู่โอ้โหเล่นเร็วเลยครับโอ้โห
Omaha really scrambling here at the start of the
ตามบ
second
อลก่อน
set. Was all Indy in
โอกา
the
สของ
first
โอมาฮาครับ
25-17.
ฟาดมาลูกนี้เอาอินดี้ก็ลองได้ทันไหมขุดมาได้
Dug
มา
by Chayich.
เคาะข้ามมา
De Beer
เบา
conservative going off
ๆโอ
speed.
มาฮายังลองได้ครับเล่น
Thrown
เร็วลูก
in
นี้
and
โอ้
beautifully
โห
done once again by Anabanjo.
แหม
Time
ลูก
Omaha
นี้
Supernovas were putting all the
สวย
pressure
ครับ
on Indy Ignite. They were
บ
ahead
อล
of
ล
the
งท้ายก่อน
play. Watch this decision by Pedraza to run the middle. Good
Omahaขึ้น
one-on-one
นำ
opportunity catching the back line.
Pedraza played for Grand
3-1
Rapids last year, 3 times All Big Ten, and in
ออกข้ามมา
2022.
โอ้ลูกนี้โอ้โห
Was
ลู
center
ก
of the
นี้ครับ
year. An error here,
Oh.
rare error for Indy.
แบบนี้ต้องเรียกว่าเอ
Omaha
ฟเลยครับ
Supernovas picking up the pace
Okay,
from the
ma,
service
tadi
line, and they
Omaha
had to after
เครื่อง
that
ร้อน
first
แล้วครับ
set. This time going after
Omaha
Chayich,
เครื่อง
who's
ร้อน
in the
แล้
middle
ว
of the court for the Indy
อินดี้
Ignite.
จะว่ายังไง
Interesting point about the serve and reception numbers. I'll get to that in a moment.
มาแล้ว
Working
อิน
on
ดี้เราได้
Chayich.
ครับเซตขึ้นมา
And De
ฟา
Beer
ดลูก
on
นี้
the
ครับ
outside.
เรียบ
You
ร้อ
look at the
ยเลยครับ
reception. Elena Scott is being avoided like the bubonic plague.
She certainly-
Every serve is going to either Chayich or to the outside to De Beer, and that's smart strategy. But they've been up to the challenge.
They certainly have.
You don't like the bubonic plague ever.
No, thank you.
Working on Cooper. Back row to Nunaviller. Block touch by Hilly. A little bit unlucky. That was away from Taylor.
Omaha Supernovas doing a much better job locking in on that first contact, getting it in front of the 3-meter line so their setter has options.
Easy serve once again. Perfectly handled. Crawford, no. Out to De Beer. Did she get a piece of the block? She did not. And we are going to have a challenge for a touch off the block. If your challenge is upheld,
Indy is challenging block touch.
which we had earlier on, the tip by Hilly went down in front of De Beer. You start with 2 challenges. As long as you were correct, you will maintain those 2.
Indy Ignite thought there was a touch on the block. Indy De Beer pops off the floor so quick. I'm not sure if I saw it the first time.
De Beer off to a very nice start, and as Madison Fitzpatrick reported before first serve, this is a wonderful young athlete just at the start of her professional career and had to deal with so much adversity. We had Indy a lot during the early season, and all she would do is spend time. Let's take a look. That ball is out of bounds, but De Beer did very, very little in practice in the early stages. She missed the first 6 weeks. And really wonderful to see her back at 100%. So are the Indy fans. Anabanjo again. It's a 6-2 advantage. Another very good pass. And a Johnny Taylor just unloading.
If you want to run an offense, you have to pass the ball well. You see, CeCe Crawford goes wide for the slide set, and they bring a Johnny Taylor inside for a C. So she has a block to work through.
A, B, C, D across the back row. D in the right back. A in the left back. And everything else in between. Pedraza nicely done. And Payne is blocked. Wonderful block that time by Chayich along with CeCe Crawford.
Chayich is so dynamic on the left side. She's been undersized her entire career, but she jumps so high. As Johnny Taylor was saying, look, everyone asked me about my jump. Chayich jumps higher than I did.
Another very nice pass and thrown down pass by number 23. Late in the regular season, Indy went out and picked up Katie Baird, the former All-American at Stanford, was playing very, very successfully overseas in Turkey. But right now, Chayich has just beaten her out for that spot. And Baird, at 6'3", we might see her as a blocker, but Chayich has done very nicely in that phase. Right on target and nicely down. Against the flow that time by Pedraza. And we come to our first technical timeout. A very nice response by the Omaha Supernovas on the year 21-7, the regular season champs, on top of Indy Ignite 8-4.
It's usually just one person trying on shoes.
Discover doubles your cash back at the end of your first year, so I'm going to use mine to get something from my beautiful stunt double, Eileen.
You earn, we match.
Wow.
Discover Cashback Match.
We'll take them.
Great.
How would the champs respond? Well, very nicely indeed on top 8-4. Let's go over to Madison Fitzpatrick.
Plain and simple adjustments from set 1 to set 2.
I think it's just the rhythm and flow of the game. We started serving tougher. We need to serve tough to stay in it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Right to the point, and why not? The most important factor, and it certainly was a reason why Indy really controlled that opening set, closing it out 25-17, an inadvertent horn there. And so we will reserve that. Kelsey Payne, wearing number 11 in white, will go back to serve. She and Emily Landot, this is a really, really deep team for Berg Kuhn and Omaha. They have lots of options if things are not going well, and we've already seen that. Chaich again, perfect reception and then into attack.
Well, you talk about the pass, the location that Sydney Hilly is giving her attackers on the pin. Beautiful, all the way to that pin so she can work outside of Pedraza, who's lined up inside to block that ball.
Chaich 64% positive passing, and that ball cannot be played that time by Johnny Taylor. And Pedraza heard you as well. You knew both she and her family very well, and you like when setters are very aggressive at the offensive end.
Well, the memo to Mac Pedraza was be aggressive too. It's working on two, especially when you're front row, attack the ball.
Here is Cooper, and a sign that Omaha's passing much better if their setter can be aggressive. Chaich over the top, Payne all over that. First of our two semifinals, still to come. Orlando and the number 2 overall seed. They had their 13-match winning streak snapped at Omaha. Omaha hitting .583 here in the second set. Working on De Beer. Out of system here, going to be basically a free ball coming to Omaha. Witten with a perfect contact off the edge. Pedraza looks very, very comfortable and started to turn it off a lot against Atlanta. Speaking of off, 3-0 run. And the timeout is going to be called by Indy. They trailed it at the technical timeout 8-4, and Omaha has done nothing but extend that lead now to 11-5.
The Omaha Supernova lineup all season long has been fluid. They believe everybody, all 16 players, can contribute at any time, and we're seeing use of that. Quick to Pedraza to change it up.
Now let's take a look at tonight's player profile, brought to you by Dove. And Anna De Beer, now healthy once again. One of the big stories coming into the playoffs for Indy to give them a really solid chance and give Johnny Taylor some support offensively.
The rookie out of Louisville. Runner-up finish this past fall. She's been really fun to watch now that she's full strength again, more dynamic off that at that injured ankle.
Was unable to play until February 20th. The season started on January 11th. She joined Indy as far as an active player in their 9th match, but she was not particularly fully active. She would come in and serve, she'd play some defense. That's why her numbers are very diluted, because everything is per set. Over the last 6 or 7, when she's been feeling better physically, the numbers are very good, as evidenced by what Madison reported, 25 kills recently against Atlanta.
Well, it takes time to work back from that injury. Felt like she had a flat tire for a little bit. And
she
then
did.
The mental part of it. So kudos to her for working through it.
Can I be the player that I once was after that serious an injury? Chaich demanding the ball and is rejected on the outside. Pedraza in there for her blocking and coming through.
Coach Berg Kuhn got pointed at by Mac Pedraza impressive because all season long she's been encouraging her block to take that seam, and look where that ball goes, low seam.
Fourth block for Omaha, second for Pedraza. Back out to Chajic, and Cooper cannot track that one down. Nina Chajic, 1 year at the University of Tennessee, played at Townsend prior to that. Could she play in the SEC? Heck yeah, she was first team in conference, and look what she's doing at the pro level. Tough serve by Hilly. Out of system swing here. This is Payne, and a very good swing, but just out of bounds. And more on Chajic. If you make an international roster for Serbia, or China, or Brazil, or the United States, you are a top-notch player, and she has established exactly that. Good for her. Hilly again. Nicely handled by Witten. First ball and then covering as well. Interesting choice there by Hilly. And block. What a cover that time. Caitlin Horde with a saving cover. And a good eye by DeBeer. Ball well left.
Hitter coverage so important. You want to extend the rally, give your team an extra opportunity to score, but that one long.
Sydney Hilly, three-time Big Ten Setter of the Year and NCAA champion, as I mentioned. And speaking of champions, got a piece of that $1 million last year when she was the most outstanding player, at that time working in an Omaha jersey. They're starting to move Nunaviller around a little.
They are, and I think that creates some problems for the Indy Ignite block. Lydia Martin was there, but could not control it back in bounds. You see her just one-on-one catching Lydia Martin's left hand.
That play ended a 3-0 run, but still Omaha on top by 5. We'll have another technical timeout coming at 16. Easy serve to DeBeer. Pretty positively handled. Nicely done by the middle blocker, but that ball to the floor.
Nice touch by Omaha to keep it off the floor, but they can't play it back. And another kill for Sydney Hilly.
Nina Chajic now 5 kills on 13 swings, hitting .308. Only 1 error. She, along with DeBeer, have been very clean so far in that category. Chajic. Good serve down the line. Working on Nunaviller. That ball well behind the 3-meter line, and Chajic still able to get the job done. She's really a high flyer.
I love that choice by Sydney Hilly. It was a little bit unexpected. The dig was off the net, but Sydney Hilly has the confidence to go to Chajic out of the back row.
First set once again won by Indy 25-17. Well handled by Cooper. Nunaviller hard that time off of Lydia Martin. Nunaviller's all gas, no brakes from start to finish.
Always.
As she may have struggled early, but by the time the match is over, she will be back to her season averages. 3.8 kills per set, second in the league, 5th in digs at 3.5. A rare service mistake to Scott. That ball is down away from Nunaviller, but you notice why they're avoiding Elena Scott. A perfect reception.
Both teams, when they pass the ball perfect, they're trying to get their middles involved. High percentage kills, usually one-on-one situations.
There is Martin, rookie out of Oklahoma. There's a lot of young talent in the PVF this year. A lot of veteran players last year. And Omaha's a perfect example. Bethania de la Cruz out of the Dominican Republic. Stephanie Samity came in at the end of the year. But this is a very, very much younger team. And same for Indy.
Brooke Nunaviller this time has a triple block in front. Works off the outside hand of Teeler.
Perfect pass by Chajic. Oh, what a dig by Witten. And that ball off the top of the tape and missed out of bounds. Very smartly left by Scott.
And we talked about that dig by Witten left back. I'll tell you, Ajani Teeler for the Indy Ignite lit that ball up, and Witten controls it overhand. Wow.
Johnny Teeler, 3rd in the league in kills per set at 3.5. Now back to serve. Cool. Look out on the bench.
Talked about that middle attack. Both teams running it through the middle, and why not when you've got your players working hard. Mac Pedraza gets a beautiful pass, and then on a banjo hammers it through the seam for the Omaha Supernovas.
I'ma take over this city. I'ma take over this city.
Ooh, I don't think they take that here.
Of course they take Discover. You're stuck in the past, baby.
You're the one who owns 13 pairs of parachute pants?
And these are my 14th.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
CBS Sports brings you the Coppa Italia final. Can the Rossinieri win for the first time in over 20 years? Or will Bologna end a more than half-century cup drought? AC Milan, Bologna, the Coppa Italia final. Wednesday on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount+.
Welcome back to the Lee's Family Forum. Coach, you're down by 4. Just spoke to your team. What was the message?
Just to pick up a point at a time. There's no 4-point play, so you got to sit here and grind. This is typical game flow for what I think. I think if we can settle right here, we put pressure back on them, just keep playing normal.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Paul?
Thank you, Madison, along with George Pageant, who's done an absolutely wonderful job. A lot of adversity. You know, you sort of, the distance is so long. Lecator member Mene hasn't played since March 9th. But when we used to talk about mid-season MVP candidates, she was always very much in the mix.
She might have been the front runner.
At that time, yes, I agree with that. Crawford, no, to the outside again. Anna DeBeer.
Wow. Anna DeBeer turning that ball down the line, right back defender. Not ready for it, Mac Pedraza, but Anna DeBeer's got the range to attack down the line. You have to be ready.
DeBeer now 6 kills on 11 swings. Very good efficiency. And good play by Pedraza. Aggressive in her own hands and also more to the middle with Anabanjo and now Horde.
Well, that time Reagan Cooper handles the first contact, and we see both teams, the trend is attack through the middle first.
Kylie Murr, 5'6" libero, now on out of Ohio State, where she spent most of her time. And Nina Chajic again. Boy, does she look like a well-rounded outside attacker at the professional level.
That last pass for the Indy Ignite, tight to the net, but Sydney Hilly's front row, watch her jump set that ball, and that holds Caitlin Horde, the blocker for the Omaha Supernovas, in the middle.
Chajic is hitting over 400. Lydia Martin right now hitting at 700, and Cece Crawford with a good service pressure. If you're just joining us, the opening set won easily by Indy, 25-17.
Omaha is challenging floor touch.
And they dominated the serve and receive aspect of the game, led by Nina Chajic and Anna DeBeer. And we have got our challenge that there will be 4 contacts. 17-15, things getting a little tighter. There is Bird Kuhn in her second year, won the first ever championship last year, defeating Grand Rapids 3-0 on May 18th. Longtime assistant coach for Ray Bichard, who's on hand now watching some of his graduates at the University of Kansas, head coach at Texas A&M before coming on to the professional ranks. That ball is any part of the ball on any part of the floor, and you can see that the Bolt 6 rules that there was a floor touch.
Agreed.
Crawford again. The lead is only 2. It was comfortable for a moment. Very positive side-out play by Nuneviller, and they've done a very good job of moving her around.
And I like that. Brooke Nuneviller is one of those attackers who can beat you with speed. So move her around, make Indy Ignite work. But they knew she was going to get that ball, and she still finds a way to score from the left. 7
of her last 10. We told you she'd figure it out. Lydia Martin, absolutely high-flying and wonderful again to remind. Had a bulging disc in her back, got an epidural 2 weeks ago, missed the latter stages of the regular season, but boy, from the very early going, she has looked very lively.
High contact point, and then again, the pass for Indy Ignite right in Sydney Hilly's hands.
Positive contact that time by Hilly. Chajic, big swing, maybe a touch off the block, but definitely off the backcourt.
What I like about this unit on the floor for the Indy Ignite team, these are the players we saw contributing early when the team was hot and winning big matches, and now just the rhythm and chemistry they play with is really impressive.
Hilly's got a very good serve, well handled by Cooper. Nice dig by Moore. Put up huge numbers at Ohio State, and in spite of a wonderful effort, that ball cannot be saved. But what has turned this around is Indy is right back in it now, trailing by only 2.
Indy Ignite need to find a way to slow down the middle attackers for Omaha Supernovas. That's what's been hurting them.
Pedraza's still on, but Natalia Valentin Anderson, who started the match at the setting position, second team All-Pro Volleyball Federation, will come in and serve. How important is service pressure? You're seeing a big example of that again by Martin, and Hilly knows the hot hand.
She knows the hot hand, and the theme, running through the middle, pass the ball well, and that's a one-on-one opportunity. Lydia Martin's going to win that 90% of the time.
Who will play in the match for $1 million? Will it be one of these two teams, Indy or Omaha, or Atlanta or Orlando? That's coming up at 4 Eastern Time, CBS Sports Network on Sunday. Omaha won it last year. Good set to the outside. Nice play by Hilly. Hilly again, all over that. On a banjo, dug by Scott. Taylor, that is right in her wheelhouse and missed it out of bounds.
What a dig by Elena Scott to get a nice swing on that from Taylor on the right, but she just missed that ball with her hand and it floated long and wide.
Johnny Taylor right now is only 3 of 9, and I was thinking, as good as Martin is going, Johnny Taylor is really a volume and a rhythm attacker. I think she needs more sets to get comfortable into this match. Pedraza, 20-18. Back to Martin again. Okay. Don't give me that look, Holly.
Well, I mean, it's working.
A point is a point.
A point is a point, and if they can't stop you, keep doing it.
Yeah, but my thought is that if you're going to win the grinded out points, you've got to have Taylor in a really good, positive, and confident rhythm off the outside. Scott back in. Omaha is much improved in the passing phase in this set. Smart shot by Londot.
Love that heads-up play. Emily Londot saw the defense chasing and just fastball to the corner. Really smart volleyball play.
Elena Scott comes back on, 5'9", outstanding libero, 2-time the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, 3 times an All-American, in wearing the blue libero jersey for Indy, averaging 3.2 digs per set. And then you look at the numbers, and it's one I paid more attention to. She got 78 assists so far in the year, a former high school setter. That's very important for Indy's effort. Here is Taylor, good serve down the line. Reception to attack for Reagan Cooper. Kill by number 8 in white.
Reagan Cooper handling the pressure in serve receive. Good pass, and then she works it through that seam. What makes her hard to stop is high contact point. Little tiny bit of space between that block. One of them has to close that seam.
Shoot the gap.
Shoot the gap, Paul. My favorite saying.
22-20, Omaha with the lead. They are trailing 1-0 after Indy took the opener 25-17. Let's take a look at the team huddle, brought to you by Spalding. Inside the huddle of George Padgett, that is the Indy Ignite 13-15 on the year. Really handled the absence of Lecator member Mene well when it first happened, but then you add to that Lydia Martin going down, and they only won 1 out of their last 8, and they barely snuck into the championship. In what phases or important areas has Omaha improved their play here in the second?
First contact, and then because of that, their middle attack has thrived.
Former Nebraska Cornhusker Lindsey Krause on, wearing number 22 in white. Working on De Beer, tough chance. Here is Taylor, off speed. Londot was late to that ball, going to create a free ball. Big play. Londot at the other side with Omaha not able to get a swing, and De Beer and the Indy Ignite turning the tables.
When Sydney Hilly goes up and jump sets that tight pass, holds the blocker, and you see the chase, Anna De Beer able to get on that ball quickly with the middle blocker chasing.
Setter of the year in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Hilly is showing you exactly why. Right side, Londot, that's end of the antenna and out of bounds, and just like that, we're tied at 22, and now the pressure is really on the regular season champs from Omaha. De Beer again, where does she go? Not to the libero, and she does not. Really good serve. Nunaviller was there to handle. And Londot, big-time play. Pedraza and Londot played a lot of volleyball together at Ohio State.
They certainly did. 4 years together, and that connection really good. Londot, 6'3", high contact point, able to go high off the hands of Chayich.
Second all-time in kills at Ohio State. Londot back at the line. Scott right in the middle of the reception. Nice pass. Chayich again. Block deflection by Pedraza. Good touch by Crawford. Combination out of the back row, and Anna DeBeer with the kill. Tied at 23.
So many good transition swings out of the back row. Front row so focused on slowing down their attacker in front of them that the back row for the Indy Ignite has been able to score.
Katie Baird coming on to serve. It will target Nunaviller. Brooke Nunaviller handled that ball pretty well. That was a magnificent serve, working on Cooper.
I think they're working down the line at Cooper, and Nunaviller stealing them.
Well handled to Horde out of the middle. Clutch play by Pedraza.
Really good pass, and that allows Omaha to continually run that middle, that high percentage attack where they've been so effective.
Set point number 1 for Mac Pedraza. 3 times all Big Ten 2022, Big Ten setter of the year. Played at both Ohio State and Penn State. Very easy serve. Martin is slowed. A chance to make it one apiece, and Reagan Cooper does. Really good response by the Omaha Supernovas.
It was a defensive block touch by the Supernovas that allowed them to win that point and attack back.
Tied at 1 set apiece. Indy, the number 4.
Naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
I'm certain it's level 5.
Are you for imprint certain?
I'm certain it's level 5.
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Welcome back to the Big Soleil PVF semifinals, presented by Chase Sapphire, coming your way on the CBS Sports Network. Holly, we were right there last night in front of the magnificent Bellagio. It's better at night.
Definitely.
Took a nice picture of you in Madison.
Thank you. It was fun.
I posted it without a caption because I don't know what I'm doing, and everybody thought I was really dumb. But so
weird.
Or that's the way we roll. Tied at 1 set apiece. Here is Horde. Omaha won the season series 3 matches to just 1, but more on that in a moment. Nice block touch. On a banjo out of the middle with the block touch, the BT, as well as the kill. The season series, yeah, it was Omaha 3-1, but the first couple of matches were 3-0. 4 of the first 6 sets were all deuce. And then it was 3-2, 15-13, and then Indy won the 4th and final match. So a very competitive series once you get inside the numbers. Nunaviller pulling hard. Ajani Taylor is such a good perimeter blocker. DeBeer, her first swing of the 3rd set. Pedraza's been a factor, blocking in the setting position. Nunaviller missed it again into the antenna and out of bounds. Just underway here in the 3rd. Indy won the opening set 25-17, and then Omaha came back to take the second 25-23.
Just looking at the numbers, kind of a fun fact, Omaha is led by Caitlin Horde in the middle, 7 kills. Lydia Martin leads Indy with 10 kills. Rarely do you see your offense being led in kills by middle blockers, and both teams doing that.
Outstanding setting. Pedraza has come on to replace Valentine Anderson, being aggressive. And Sydney Hilly, what more can you say about how good she's been? Tough serve by Pedraza. Out of system swing here for DeBeer. And that ball is roofed. That is a big block by Londot along with Anabanjo.
Omaha Supernovas know this ball is going to the left pin, and Londot and Anabanjo just form a wall for the Supernovas.
Holly Indy was almost perfect in reception the first set and a half or so. Nice play by Anna DeBeer. But is it more imperative for them because they're clearly undersized on the perimeter with DeBeer and Chajic?
Yeah, I would say so, but it's crucial for both teams to pass well. I mean, that's the basis of everything.
Tough swing for Nunaviller. Oh, into the deep cross-court corner and missed it just out of bounds. Missed one into the antenna. Good smart swing, but just ran out of real estate.
And the Indy Ignite team have been attacking from the service line from the first whistle, and I like that mentality.
Give you Teeler's numbers in a moment. Reagan Cooper much improved in the reception phase. Combination play, and Emily Londot running out of the middle, and even the wonderful Elena Scott cannot make that play defensively.
Emily Londot brings a heavy arm, ran a combination out of the middle. Tons of heat on that one.
Ajani Teeler now 3 of 11, a little bit quiet, hitting under 100. Very easy serve. DeBeer looking for hands and got it. Immediately called by Michelle Prater, the outstanding first referee.
Watch Anna DeBeer on that left pin, brings the block inside, gets a piece of Emily Londot on that block.
Look at DeBeer. Speaking of being healthy, once again, a big story. 10 of 19, only 1 error. Nice play by Teeler, giving an opportunity. Here comes DeBeer again.
You can see the pop in her step and really getting off the floor quick. That's what made her special at the college level, and now just elevating here at the professional level.
Later stages of the season when she was feeling most to 100%, 25 kills versus Atlanta, former ACC Player of the Year. Chance for Indy. DeBeer again. Hilly loves to ride the hot hand. That off the top of the tape. Londot and blocked by Chajic along with Crawford.
Really nice stop defensively on the right side of the court. Chajic and Cece Crawford. Watch the hands. Big press over the net, and that ball goes deep over the covering players.
3-0 run now for the Ignite. Reagan Cooper really good in first contact, and that was not the case. Scott hustling. Saved by DeBeer on a banjo again, and that's going to be a net violation. No argument from Indy. They're on Chajic. I think it was on Cece Crawford.
Indy Ignite are trying to move their left side blocker in to help the middle on those quick attacks, get some defensive stops.
Cece Crawford out of Wisconsin, second all-time there in total blocks. That's saying a lot. Same place as Dana Retke played, among others. On the slide, Crawford going off speed. Nice hustle by Horde. Teeler stepping right in. Wonderful play by Ajani Teeler. And Sydney Hilly now with 4 kills.
Sydney Hilly is feeling it aggressively. She feels the blocker on her, but she's not taking that angle. Throws it down with her left hand.
Really well handled by Ajani Teeler. Inside the game, stepping in, taking it overhand. Back to Londot. Very good swing for 27. What a bookend between Emily Londot and Kelsey Payne, because both of them have been kind of up and down, and they step right in for one another.
Right, Londot, heavy swing in that cross court. Lucky to have that depth for the Omaha Supernovas.
Rare miss pass by Chajic. That's a bad set. And Chajic absolutely was in a phone booth that time. Pedraza's made a difference with her blocking.
Yeah, the size of Pedraza, you don't have a lot of setters that are 6'1", 6'2", and Mac Pedraza just lights up when that ball's tight to the neck, because that's going to play into her hands.
Tied at 7. We'll have the first of 2 technical timeouts after this particular play. Good response by Chajic, right on target. And Ajani Teeler absolutely unloading. But she was able to do that because she was illegally over the 3-meter line, Holly. But what a rip. I just like saying it. Anna DeBeer, nice play by Londot on top of the net. And Lydia Martin with her 11th kill out of the middle.
Amazing, that over dig goes high, but she had a block in front of her, turns it with her hand. Really nice kill by the rookie.
Rookie, you took the words right out of my mouth. Again, rookie middle blocker. Look at the ones we have around the league. Natalie Foster, we're going to see later for Orlando.
Natalie Foster, Corey Lewis. I mean, the rookie middles have been so impressive all season long throughout this league.
Corey Lewis was voted the rising star for this year's season. Middle blocker out of Florida State, but so difficult for a rookie to step up to the professional ranks at that position.
That is for sure. Reagan Cooper, what a ball down that line. Number 8 in white crushes it.
Brooke Nuneviller going to the sideline. That doesn't happen very often, replaced by Allie Batenhorst. 6'5" outside attacker, the rookie out of Nebraska, most notably. Spent her last year at USC. She has had some very good moments for Omaha off the bench. A very solid player. Ball set a little bit tight, swing by Chaich, and touched again positively by Pedraza. Right on cue. That's tough to do. Come off the bench. You better be ready if you're Batenhorst.
And you get the first set. Allie Batenhorst has been a spark off the bench all season long. She came in back-to-back matches off the bench and was the player of the match. She can light things up with her quick tempo offense, and she's one of the best blockers in the front row for the Omaha Supernovas.
And Holly, to that point, their most recent win, the win for Omaha. There's Teeler. Witten all over that. Batenhorst had 15 kills on 27 swings, and that ball's down.
Sydney Hilly with her 6th kill. Offensive mindset, but it's the defense that creates those opportunities. Keep the ball off the floor, push it up to the net, and Sydney Hilly has been so impressive tonight.
Holly, what adjustments does Omaha have to make? Because Hilly now with 5 kills, that's a big factor in this match.
I mean, it's got to be in the back of your mind. We do not let the next one drop. We've got to key on it and be ready, thinking about it.
Batenhorst is blocked by Teeler. Ajani Teeler, an outside blocker, if you will. Only the middles have all the big numbers in the league. She's 6th in blocks at 64.
Ajani Teeler split her time as a middle blocker, so she's got the good eye and hand work on that pin.
Tied at 10, and Teeler has been very quiet offensively. Indy's right in this without her production. And Horde, and there was a touch off the top of the block. Caitlin Horde has been very good as well. All the middles have, quite frankly. Anabanjo, Toyosi Anabanjo, 6'1" out of Kansas. Boy, that one ball that she detonated early in the match.
It's been a story of both middles scoring at a high clip.
Chaich tight, saved that time. Martin dug by Londot. Boy, I really like that set. Not forcing it to Batenhorst, but Cooper pulled it crossbody just out of bounds.
Reagan Cooper, high flyer out of the back row, tries to attack the right back defender, Sydney Hilly, and just misses it wide.
Pretty good positive contact by Witten, and Lydia Martin slow to react that time. Tough sometimes for middle blockers to make that transition from serving into playing left back.
But the Omaha Supernovas recognized that Elena Scott is not on the floor. Attack that left back middle blocker who's trying to play defense.
And by rule, the libero subs out and then subs back in when the middle blocker is serving. Also a little bit differently, I'll get to that in a moment, Anabanjo with a kill. Collegiately, there are 15 substitutions in women's college volleyball. There are 6 internationally at the World Championship, VNL and Olympic level. A little bit of a hybrid for the Pro Volleyball Federation. They have 8 substitutions. The libero coming in and out does not count as one of those subs. There was Pedraza. And that ball drifts just out of bounds, but she has been exceptional. Big factor in turning it around for Omaha.
She certainly has, and Omaha just shifted their focus. They've passed a lot better, been able to get some things going, moving Brooke Nuneviller around before she left the court.
There is Teeler, probably going after Batenhorst instead to Cooper. Well, I like the idea. Pedraza just a few centimeters low on that overhand take.
Well, the pass was just a little bit low. I like the idea, but you want to try and take it higher and go flat across the net.
Indy will certainly try to tag Allie Batenhorst. Only passes 40% positive. Good short serve, chance here for Indy, and that did not clear. So Batenhorst got 1 kill to start, and then maybe a little bit of a challenge.
Indy Ignite mixing things up with their serve. That was a dropper, forcing the serve receive of the Omaha Supernovas to shift up.
That was a good dropper.
It was.
3-0 run. Working on Witten, well off the 3-meter line. Batenhorst now off the right side. Got to keep that ball on your side of the net, dug by Scott. That's the way you do it defensively. Chaich off of a big 2-woman block and out of bounds.
The Omaha Supernovas have made the adjustment. They have a triple block in front of the middle, the BIC attack, the back row attack from the Indy Ignite, but Caic still able to score.
Spectacular numbers for Nina Caic out of Serbia. 12 kills on 18 swings. No errors, hitting .650. And right back to her. Sydney Hilly once and again. It's not brain surgery, but ride the hot hand. 5-0 run now for Caic and Indy. We've come to the second technical timeout here in Las Vegas, the first of 2 semifinals. A chance to play for $1 million on Sunday, and Nina Caic wants to be there.
This is my squad.
From 6 races, absolutely amazing from Sanford!
From the first swing to the final hole, recap the PGA Championship with Clubhouse Report. Thursday on CBS Sports Network. The Pro Volleyball Federation on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Franklin Sports, a proud partner of the Pro Volleyball Federation on CBS Sports Network.
Good run for Indy to take the 16-13 advantage. Let's go over to Madison Fitzpatrick, who was listening in to Omaha.
Well, we've been seeing a lot of balls going to Ajani Teeler to that zone 1 area of the court, and that's because that is a game plan. Bird reminded them everything to zone 1. Keep it away from Elena Scott, but if you're going to go to zone 1, you got to be aggressive with it. Don't get tentative.
I love that. I love that. That shows a lot of respect for Elena Scott and what an elite defender she is in left back.
Center line violation called against Mac Pedraza. Officials hate calling that, but you need to do it for player safety if there's any kind of contact. And we are going to have yet another challenge.
Omaha is challenging a center line fault.
In order for it to be, as you just heard the first official, Michelle Prater, describe as a center line fault, your foot must be entirely on your opponent's side. Any part of your foot in contact, and that's a violation by Pedraza. Yeah, that took about 33 seconds, not 30 seconds, Pablo.
Correct.
So now Bird Kuhn and Omaha have 1 challenge remaining. They lost that one. The lead is 17-13. Teeler again. Working on Cooper. Nunaviller is dug. Back to Teeler in transition.
Teeler heating up on the right side. She's had a quiet start to this match, but a lot of the other hitters have been stepping up in scoring. Look at Teeler get her feet to that ball one-on-one, just Nunaviller in front of her.
Wonderful point, getting a lot of help from others. Nina Caic, Lydia Martin, along with Anna DeBeer. On a banjo, covers herself outside, maybe a saving play down the line. Big heat that time for Nunaviller. I thought she was only going to be out of the match for a moment or two, and it was just that.
And again, you saw what Madison Fitzpatrick just told us, attack down that line at Ajani Teeler, who's defending.
Brooke Nunaviller now with 9 kills on 26 swings, 5 errors, hitting well below her season average at only 115. Give Indy some credit at the defensive end. Here is Nunaviller. Good read that time by Pedraza. Hilly's being a little bit gluttonous at the offensive end and pays the price, but she's been very effective. Nice kill by Cooper.
Good defensive reaction. Mac Pedraza moved in expecting that, and she was in a perfect spot to pick it up, and then Reagan Cooper finds the seam there.
Cooper now 8 kills on 19 swings. Easy serve handled by Caic. Crawford on the slide. Soft block out of the back row. Caic, another off speed. Hilly, where do you go? Thinking and looking, and missed into the cross court. A rare hitting error for Anna DeBeer.
Anna DeBeer got a good look at that one. Tries to go deep cross court and just barely misses that wide in transition.
De Beer has 11 kills on 24 swings, just her second air. She and Chajic have been outstanding in support of Ajani Taylor. That's what we talked about before first serve. Ajani Taylor, how tired are you from carrying your team most of the season offensively? Getting a lot of help tonight. But here comes Omaha, Indy with leading 18-16, tied at 1 set apiece. Anna De Beer out of Louisville once again, having to work so hard, really be dedicated to get herself back to 100% with that serious ankle injury.
She had a fantastic start in serve, receive, passing the ball, and then offensively, she led the Indy Ignite in that first set.
De Beer at only 5'11", ACC Player of the Year. I say only, but a high flyer. She's the kind of player that you want on your roster, you want in your locker room, exactly the same as Brooke Nuneviller. People look at them and they look at their skill set and they go, wait a minute, she's not 6'2", she's not 6'3". To heck with that.
Build around a player like Anna De Beer and Brooke Nuneviller.
You want to play with either De Beer or Nuneviller.
Totally agree.
18-16. Nuneviller back at the line, among the league leaders in so many different categories, voted the best outside hitter for the 2025 season, and on a 3-0 run. Tight pass, Hilly will go up and save that, and Ajani Taylor will as well. What a good block touch that time. I think that was Hilly saving it. Chance in trans. Reagan Cooper starting to heat it up. She's really got a big arm.
Omaha Supernovas being relentless down that line and middle, away from Elena Scott, who's that left back defender, and they've had a lot of success doing that.
That makes it a 4-0 run and a 1-point set. Short serve, easily handled. Good read by Chajic, one-on-one. Oh, unloaded. Nuneviller is there and dug it, but just out of bounds. All gas, no brakes. She's not about to bail out under any circumstance.
No way. Bodies up that dig, just ricochets long.
De Beer hitting 308 so far on the evening. Atlanta and Orlando still to come in the second semifinal. 58 miles per hour on that particular spike. Witten, perfect first contact on a banjo. Nice read by Taylor. Boy, it's hard to put a ball away. That is a poor first contact. Londot saves the play with a wonderful swing with a thumb down.
Emily Londot caught Elena Scott leaning into the court and catches her down the line. What a swing by number 27 in white.
Brooke Nuneviller after the play just sort of go, whew. I did not exactly help my team there. It was a free ball and she missed it badly for her. Taylor, and that's going to be 3-meter line violation. That's the second time. That's very unusual. They've been working beautifully all season long.
Is George challenging?
Yes. We'll wait for the announcement.
Indy is challenging attack line faults.
The attack line, that is from 3 meters. A lot of American volleyball players are used to hearing 10-foot line. Hadn't been the 10-foot line for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. The court has been metric for a long, long time. 3 meters. The entire court is 9 by 9 meters. Tied at 19 if the call stands. There it is. That's wonderful work. That is the Bolt 6 crew out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and boy, are they good at their job. Super system is the one used at the Olympic Games. Anabanjo back to serve, tied at 19, tied at 1 set apiece. For the PVF Championship, Omaha, the reigning champions, but a very, very different team from last year. Londot is big on the wing as a blocker. What a swing. Nina Chajic, number 23 in orange.
When you have someone like Elena Scott behind you covering the ball, watch this cover play from the libero on the Indy Ignite team. Big swing by Chajic. Elena Scott slides under that ball, gives her team another chance, and Chajic gave Elena Scott the biggest hug after that play.
Kylie Murr on to serve and play defense. Easy one to Nuneviller. Londot, beautiful play off speed.
Emily Laundot has all the offensive tools. She showed she can put it anywhere on the court. So the defense is back on their heels, and then soft touch right over the block.
Number 27 in white, magnificent 5-year career. Staying at Ohio State, her full 5 seasons, a lot of other players left that program to go elsewhere, including Mac Pedraza. I don't mean that as a knock, but I mean it as a compliment to Laundot staying with the Buckeyes. Perfect pass by De Beer. Combination, Teeler. Dug in the backcourt by Nunaviller. Smart shot by Cooper, left-handed to reset the point. And an even better shot, but just out of bounds by Pedraza. Bird Kuhn might challenge. Who's going to challenge that there was a touch on that attack? It's clearly out of bounds.
Omaha is challenging a block touch.
Pedraza came in to replace Natalia Valentin Anderson early on in this match. Once again, it was 25-17, near perfect opening set for Indy. And Omaha came back, narrowly winning 25-23. That's where we stand. Indy on top, depending on whether or not this call stands, 21-20.
Mac Pedraza had the right idea. The block had moved in with her. I think she just missed it wide. I did not see a touch.
Both teams have one challenge remaining. George Padgett for Indy used his when Ajani Teeler was called for the attack line violation. Yeah, there is a block touch. Wow. That's going on Nina Chajic.
Impressive. I did not see that the first time through, but that's where bolt 6 is amazing.
Very good use of the challenge and good hard work, not only by Bird Kuhn, the head coach, but the assistants were adamant that they had it. Teamwork on the court and on the sideline. 21-20, 2-point switch. De Beer, good high flat swing. Look at that contact by Scott. Rhythm to the outside. Coming to Cooper. Chance to extend the lead. Laundot all over that, but misplayed it. Emily Laundot knows. She's not a defensive specialist, mind you. She's out there to hit and block. Yeah, she's really, really admonishing herself.
Chajic goes with the tip. Laundot there, but pops it over. Chajic gets a second swing at it.
I can't quote Laundot would get in trouble with the FCC.
Yes, he would.
And you don't want to ever do that. Cooper. Some very good block touches by Indy. And speaking of touches, that wasn't a touch. That was a roof by Horde.
Caitlin Horde has been so impressive tonight, just doing all the little things. Obviously, that was a big stuff block for Omaha, an important part in this third set. But she's been covering balls, involved in every little play.
7 blocks apiece for both of these fine teams. Teeler, can Laundot chase it down, and good hustle. Emily Laundot coming right into your
She almost landed on our lap, by the way, but good effort by Omaha. Tons of heat on that ball from Teeler.
Holly, quick question for you. Lydia Martin has not had much action lately. Has Sydney Hilly got to be aware of that? The passing is still pretty good.
I don't think so. She's only out 2 weeks off the court. That's not that much time as long as she stays on top of her conditioning.
Nunaviller. Lydia Martin was just lighting up Omaha's block and defense early on. The rookie out of Oklahoma was in double-digit kills to begin this set, but I don't remember her getting much action lately. 23-22.
Indy Ignite have been trying to get Ajani Teeler going more.
There is Krause back to serve. That's a mistake going to Scott. And Ajani Teeler well blocked. De Beer on the cover. This is a tough chance. Much better contact that time by Laundot. The ball control on both teams is really good. In the rallies and off of block touches. Anabanjo is off the edge and out of bounds. So now it is 24-22. Let's quickly go to the sideline in Madison.
Well, to your guys' point on not running through Lydia Martin as much, that's actually a part of their game plan. Coach George Padgett said to Sydney Hilly, I want to see you run behind a lot. Let's get Ajani going on that D ball on the right side more. Have more of a presence over there.
Thank you, Madison. The game within the game, as we were talking about, keep Ajani Teeler in rhythm and also keep Martin involved. 24-22, we've got a timeout. Catch Series A showdown as Como takes on Cagliari tomorrow morning at 9 Eastern. It's the pinnacle of Italian soccer on CBS Sports Network, and stream every match live on Paramount Plus. Back with Holly McPeak. You've heard from Madison Fitzpatrick on the sideline. I'm Paul Sunderland. First of 2 semifinals, and it has been as advertised. The semifinals coming your way on CBS Sports Network, presented by Big Soleil, and also sponsored by Chase Sapphire. Indy coming back out. It'll be a couple of set points for Omaha. Lindsay Krause back to serve, set point number 1. 11-4 run by Krause, most notably De Beer and Landot, to get to this set point. Scott, a rare missed pass, and Chiat only one blocker up and on a Banjo. That was a break for Indy.
Omaha's made some adjustments. They've been trying to move their block in to get 3 up on that back row attack, but not on that one.
13 kills on 31 swings, no errors for Chiat. Error meaning you hit a ball out of bounds or get stuffed for a point. Set point number 2. Carly Scott is on. Pedraza on the run. Nunaviller somehow finding a way. Boy, you think that ball's got to come up for Indy.
I literally don't know how she snuck that through the block and found the floor, but Brooke Nunaviller finds a way consistently.
You mean she's sneaky?
8 miles per hour off the body of Brooke Nunaviller.
And not only was that down with heat, but off one of the best defenders in all of professional volleyball in the PVF, in Brooke Nunaviller. Now the pressure falls back to Indy after getting off to such a good start, winning the opening set 25-17, and right there in the second and third, 25-23, 25-23. Indy hit 174 in that third set, 14 kills on 46 swings with 3 errors. So Sydney Hilly, who has been absolutely brilliant, back to serve to start things off. Missed pass, out of system. And there's Lydia Martin again. Nice dig by Landot. Back to Nunaviller. What a matchup again. We talked about it against Teeler. Long opening rally to start this 4th set. And as we were talking about, trying to get Martin back involved in the offense. Martin dug by Scott. And hi, Johnny. Good to see you.
Thank you. Up close and personal as Johnny Teeler.
And gave us high five.
I was scared for my life a little bit. I saw 2 Indy Ignite players running.
I was hiding behind you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a thing. I was out of there. Good opening rally, and Lydia Martin. Holly, we've talked to Martin throughout the course of the season, not only dealing with the back, but also the concussions with a Q collar. Talk to us more about that. She has them in 6 different colors, so she's very, very fashion-oriented as well as preventative.
Earlier in her career, she had concussions, and this is a Q collar that prevents head injuries. It's made of silicone, and it presses on your carotid artery, which protects you from head injuries.
Yeah, multiple concussions is just not a great situation by any measure for anyone. De Beer looking for high hands. That ball is dug in the backcourt and chased down. Oh, good swing by Landot. Pretty aggressive move. Missed just out of bounds, but I like the swing early in the 4th set.
I've been really impressed by Landot, both defensively in the back row. We've seen her pick up some good balls in that right back position and taken some aggressive swings.
Second semifinal still to come between Atlanta, who had their 13-match winning streak just snapped by Omaha, to go along with Orlando. The winner to play for $1 million on Sunday at 4 Eastern time. That ball hit out of bounds, but a net violation. And go back, you look at Brooke Nunaviller, who by any measure, hers and anyone else's, got off to a very, very slow start, but she has come right back. 12 of 32, hitting almost 200, and playing a full match in terms of reception and defense as well. Boy, how good is Chiat as a receiver? Johnny Taylor again.
Chaich had a little break. She wasn't in the starting lineup for a while. Got to lock in on some technical parts of her game. Look at Sydney Hilly go up and get it, and then Taylor working fast through that seam for the Indy Ignite.
Cooper, good swing, and that is off of Chaich. Chaich has been so spot on in reception. Do you start avoiding her and even drop some serves on Elena Scott?
I don't know if you ever want to serve towards Elena Scott. You got to pick your poison, yeah. I mean, maybe start the mixing around the tempos, some short balls, back up the passers.
Well, there's a short ball, but Hilly is so good. When that ball is passed tight to the net, you were a setter, an All-American setter, mind you, a national champion at UCLA. How difficult is it for young setters to learn to deal with that tight pass?
It's a tough skill, and the fact that Sydney Hilly's pretty tall, she can go up and get that and really put that ball on a dime for her hitters. It's a hard skill, but she's elite.
Yeah, she is elite at 6 feet and a very good athlete as well. Good pass by Cooper. And from reception into attack for Reagan Cooper, number 8. Played last year in Columbus when she was voted the Pro Volleyball Federation Rising Star.
And Mac Pedraza isolates Reagan Cooper one-on-one versus Sydney Hilly. So credit Pedraza with the feed.
Emily Landot, second all-time in kills for the Buckeyes. Pretty high set to De Beer. She goes with a roll shot, and that's rejected by Pedraza.
Anna De Beer looked like she got a little tentative, and that's a big block, waiting, hanging. 5 blocks. Look at this hang by Mac Pedraza. That's one of the benefits of having her on the court for the Omaha Supernovas, her size as a blocker at the net.
Well, when we talked to head coach Bird Kuhn about her depth and changes she might make, she definitely mentioned, nice play by Cooper. Second all-time in total blocks at Wisconsin, and that was just textbook.
The eye work from Cece Crawford defensively. Caitlin Hort has been so good, but Cece Crawford dives into the angle. What a stop for the Indy Ignite.
De Beer back to serve, 12 kills. Been served a lot, 13 positive receptions. Chance here, every hitter available, including Sydney Hilly.
All night long, Sydney Hilly has been aggressive. I think they picked up one, and Mac Pedraza was right back and ready for it, but Sydney Hilly has that ball in her hands, turns it away from the blocker next to her.
8 kills on 12 swings, no errors. Reagan Cooper comes right back. Has Omaha, and I asked you this earlier, maybe the latter stages of the second or into the third, has Omaha done a poor job of adjusting to the aggressiveness of Hilly?
I think they can make a better adjustment. Every time you have to talk about setter front row, watch the dump, and then you got to take it away from her.
Very easy serve to Chaich, and the block touch there that time by Horde, and missed by Nunaviller. Let's go over the sideline and Madison.
Well, I'm standing over here by the Omaha sideline, and I'm watching them cheering. They are so 100% in it. When there's a stuff block, they've got their own choreographed stuff block cheer. So I was admiring that, and then I look over, and the Indy Ignite is copying the cheers, or maybe they have their own, but these benches are 100% in it, and they know their role. It's really cool.
Well, we got to split screen them for a dance-off. Right on target again. I'm not sure Hilly had enough. Oh, look at Pedraza right back at you. What did you say a couple of weeks ago? A pillow fight broke out for a little while. I love that.
Yes. Wow, working off the outside hand of Hilly. Omaha Supernovas win that long rally.
Remember, Nunaviller started 1 of 10. She's 12 of 23 since then. Oh, that was going to be a tough serve. Just missed into the top of the tape, and we have come to our first technical timeout here in Las Vegas. First of 2 semifinals for the Pro Volleyball Federation Championship in the second year in 2025.
I think Italian marble is a little overrated. Spanish marble is much better.
Yeah, we got the statues. Pulling up now.
You go through all this trouble for one tiny little picture? Hollywood. Sorry to do this, but rush deliveries cost extra.
Extra? Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mira, you got this.
Indy Ignite must win set situation, trailing 2-1 to advance into the match for $1 million, trailing the #1 seed Omaha Supernovas 8-7. And Sydney Hilly from the first ball contact. She's got very good support in terms of her receivers, but just doing a magnificent job. How do you evaluate a setter? How do you say, wait a minute, she's doing wonderfully?
Decision making, location, just the way she you want someone who betters the ball every time she touches it, and that's Sydney Hilly.
And also, you look at hitting percentage. What's her team hitting? Well, they're hitting 322. That's a very good number. Anabanjo, good block touch by Martin. Anabanjo again. No, this is inside to Nuneviller. And Nuneviller away from Hilly, as well as the block from Ajani Teeler.
Nuneviller working off Teeler and Martin, are a pretty solid block for the Indy Ignite.
Brooke Nuneviller, second year in Omaha, won the championship last year, got a share of that $1 million, three-time All-American career at Oregon. Only player in history with 1,500 kills and 2,000 digs. That is a magnificent career for Brooke Nuneviller, and nicely done by Lydia Martin.
That time, Omaha Supernovas served to Elena Scott, who handled that extremely well. Indy Ignite going right through the middle to Lydia Martin, who was the hot hitter early.
13 kills on 20 swings, no errors, hitting 650. Ajani Teeler.
Ajani Teeler up and way over the net defensively. Lydia Martin with the assist, but watch her hover, hands way over the net, nowhere to go.
Technically sound, and Ajani Teeler is a really, really smart blocker. What a delivery that time by Mac Pedraza. That's going to be a centerline violation again. That is the second time. I think they called that one on Anabanjo. First referee, Michelle Prater, is saying, yep, we got you. Second referee is William Stanley. He's the one who made the call from the other side, and Nina Chajic back to serve Indy on a 3-0 run. Combination play to Londa.
The versatility of Emily Londot has been so impressive for the Omaha Supernovas. Watch this combination play. Reagan Cooper, beautiful pass. You run a quick behind. Emily Londot out of the middle. That was a heavy ball.
And Mac Pedraza has been superb as well in her choices. Really doing a wonderful job after having not started in this match. De Beer going off speed, takes Pedraza out of the play, meaning that the setter made the first contact. Good swing by Cooper.
Reagan Cooper, high contact point, working off the outside hand of Teeler. It's not an easy thing to do, but very well done by Reagan Cooper, number 8 in white. Watch her go off that right hand of Teeler, who's trying to block that line.
Transition set by Witten. Nice dig by Sydney Hilly. A couple of Big Ten players that know one another very well. And Nina Chajic with her first, if I'm not mistaken, first miscue in the hitting phase so far on the night.
Emily Londot, when she attacks the ball, just makes a different sound. It's so heavy. Indy Ignite dug it, but couldn't transition back.
Omaha responds with a 3-0 run of their own. What a pass by Chajic. And setting up De Beer. Beautifully handled by Nina Chajic.
And Sydney Hilly is putting on a clinic as a setter. Going up, getting those tight balls, and then pushing the pace to the antenna. Watch her go up. Middle blocker thinks it's going to go middle, and then behind the play.
Hilly already with 47 assists to go along with half a dozen digs and a block as well. Good side-out response by Omaha. Second and third sets were both deuce after Indy won the opening set 25-17. Very, very close indeed, but Omaha had the better of it late in the red zone. Here is Anabanjo. Teeler going over the top of the block that time of Ward, along with Cooper.
Ajani Teeler did go over the top. I mean, you and I have a perfect vantage point to watch her elevate over the big, huge block of the Omaha Supernovas. That's impressive.
9 kills now for Ajani Teeler. Reagan Cooper is really starting to find herself. What an outstanding young player. Finished up Kansas and last year, the rising star last year, but really rounding into a fantastic outside attacker.
Indy Ignite need to be a little bit more disciplined with their defense. Close up those holes and be disciplined with our hands back into the court.
Margin for error is so small. We've been covering the league for the last 2 years, but much more so this year as the TV footprint, if you will, expanded, covered a lot of matches. And even the teams that didn't make the playoffs, you talk about Vegas right here, you talk about San Diego, Columbus, and Grand Rapids, they all had wins over the top teams. Cooper again. Pedraza now riding the hot hand.
Omaha Supernovas looking so much more smooth.
Omaha leading it 2-1. Sydney Hilly with the block. That's her second so far on the night.
Sydney Hilly locked into what she needed to do, way more discipline with her right hand, and comes up with a big block stuff.
Interesting. She was talking to Lydia Martin the play before. It went here. It went here. You make an adjustment, you get to the outside, and you block one of the best. Nicely done that time by Sydney Hilly.
The 2025 NFL schedule will be released soon. The stage electric.
Quarterbacks define this rivalry.
A Super Bowl rematch for the ages.
So what? Welcome back.
Coming out of the timeout here in Las Vegas, 16-14 is the advantage. Let's go over to Madison Fitzpatrick. Johnny Taylor, a hard worker as a professional, but also during the summer.
I mean, she absolutely is. Last season, 1.75 kills per set. This season, 3.5. And I asked her what she did over the summer. She said she spent the whole offseason training at Vanderbilt. And since it's a new program, they didn't have a full roster yet. So she got to practice every single day with the team, even having to play outside, which meant working on passing and hitting high balls. And that's something she didn't really do in college. So that really amped up her game coming into this season.
And it also got her an assistant coaching job. She's going to be going to Vanderbilt in Nashville, Tennessee, to work with that new program. They were the only SEC school without a volleyball program, and now they do. Late to the party, but better late than never. And Ajani Taylor is a fantastic volleyball player and a better human being.
Agreed there.
16-15 is the advantage. Must win for Taylor. Omaha, the regular season champs, 21-7. The defending champions last year when they beat Grand Rapids 3-0 at home. Board at the service line. Receivers ready, and that ball drifts out of bounds.
Every set this match has been back and forth. We've seen some runs, but it's been close all the way down to the wire.
6 service error now for Omaha against 1 ace. Only 3 service errors for Sydney Hilly and Indy. Average pass. Right. Oh, what a block by Chaich.
Chaich so disciplined, getting up and over with her hands quickly. That's where the discipline part of blocking comes into play. This is a fast set to the middle attacker, and Chaich over early for the stop.
4-1 run now for Hilly. Perfect in reception, Nunaviller. DeBeer is really good in area 6. That's the middle back. Ball set a little bit tight. DeBeer is just hammering the cover off the ball. Chaich into the middle of the court. Dig there by Cooper and into the cross court again. And crushed by Nunaviller.
How about that angle by Brooke Nunaviller? Wow. Looked like the block was all over that ball. And we said it earlier, Brooke Nunaviller finds a way. Look how sharp this angle is inside the block.
Has Nunaviller got a game face, or does she have a game face?
She has a game face.
Game face. Chaich off the block. Witten with a good first contact, a chance here in trans. Martin was there outside to Chajic again, and the ball is down. Story about Nina Chajic. She transferred from Townsend to Tennessee, and I did one of her first games as a player in the SEC, and she really struggled. She got her head handed to her, and people were going, can she play at this level? We don't know. Well, she certainly could. She was first team all SEC, and now she's really doing well next step up at the professional level.
Hey, growth comes outside your comfort zone. You have to see what you can do at the next level, and she's really responded.
I did not think she could play at this level against this competition, and once again, I was completely wrong.
Once again.
Well, I'm an honest broker. 19 make it 20-16. Nina Chajic, Anna DeBeer, Ajani Taylor, and Sydney Hilly leading the way. Indy, the fourth and final team to get in. They were biting, they were chewing those nails down the last week of the season. They lost 7 out of their last 8, but here they are with a chance to play for the million. Match for $1 million coming up on Sunday here on CBS Sports Network at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
In Indy, the first team to 20. This is the red zone where you have to be very clean, right? You want to be effective, clean, efficient, and dialed into the game plan.
The awards for the conclusion of the regular season have been given out. Let's take a look at the first team around the Pro Volleyball Federation. Brittany Abercrombie, we'll see her momentarily. Leah Edmond, they'll be going head-to-head. Sydney Hilly was also on the first team at Setter of the Year. Morgan Hentz, the Libero of the Year again. She's the only player in PVF history to be Libero of the Year. Ajani Taylor, Brooke Nunneveler, and Shampoo Goodpart, 2 setters on the first team. Congratulations to one and all. No problem with any of those selections. Shampoo Goodpart has been a fantastic setter, and we'll see her coming up half an hour after the conclusion of this. Game face once again for Brooke Nunneveler. 20-16. Here's Chajic. Combination again dug by Chajic. And a banjo is blocked by DeBeer. Anna DeBeer with the stuff.
DeBeer at the college level is a very good left side blocker. Worked a lot on that handwork over the net. This is a quick bang bang play, but she gets up as a defensive blocker in transition. What a stop.
George Badgen certainly enjoyed that. How about the relationship between he and Sydney Hilly? They've been together as a coaching and player pair since Hilly was 13. And Johnny Taylor. Look at Lydia.
Johnny Taylor wanted that ball. Might have pushed Lydia Martin out of the way a little bit, but all's good as long as it's a kill.
Surprised Omaha's not taking a timeout. 22-16. It's a big run.
Yeah.
6-1. Chajic doing a really good job at the service line. Straddling the 3-meter line. Ball set a little bit low, and that ball through the hands once again. Nice attack by Nunneveler.
Ajani Taylor so high, can be a little bit more disciplined with her hands. Big press. Take that away. They've been able to work off her block a little bit.
We could be headed for a 5th set tiebreaker. One of the regular season matchups was won by Omaha in 5 sets, 15-13 in the 5th. Taylor ready. Once again, Elena Scott, expert. Oh, what a block. Expert at setting in transition. She was a setter in high school, but Anna Banjo with the stuff.
Love the emotion that Anna Banjo plays with for the Omaha Supernovas. Watch her number 20. Is she 21?
21.
Get over there and close.
Got to be 21 to gamble. We're in Las Vegas.
Sure.
Toyosi Anabanjo wearing number 21 into the starting lineup. A lot of depth for Omaha. And Carly Scott comes back on. Now, Carly Scott is a really good all-around volleyball player. We talked about that, but she started a number of matches very effectively for Indy when they were shorthanded.
And we talk about the depth of Omaha Supernovas.
Yeah.
Indy Ignite's got all sorts of players who have contributed this season.
Really good point. That ball on the sideline once again by Anna Banjo.
Anna Banjo, such a bright spark, explosive off the net, but good on both sides of the ball. Young player with a ton of talent.
Haven't given her numbers in a bit. We'll get to that in just a moment. Big night, 10 kills on 23 swings, no errors for Anna Banjo. That ball served out of bounds. Another service error, this by Lindsay Krause, the former Cornhusker. Set point now for Indy, 24-19. They will have 5 set points. We are headed for a 5th set tiebreaker. 5 service errors in this 4th set alone for Omaha. That is a big factor. That ball served just out of bounds. George Padgett on the sideline. He's always smiling. I like his demeanor. But when you're up 24-20, you can smile a little bit. Indy must close it out, 4th, a 5th set. That would put a lot of pressure on Omaha as the regular season champs. A lot expected from this group. Anna DeBeer thumps that ball through the block and down. And we're going to play 5.
Play on. I like it.
Anna DeBeer on the outside. Sydney Hilly knows exactly where she wants to go. Rattle it off Pedraza, and we're going to play a 5th set tiebreaker. Pro Volleyball Federation semifinals coming your way on CBS Sports Network, presented by Chase Sapphire. 5th set coming your way with Holly McPeak, Madison Fitzpatrick on the sideline. I'm Paul Sunderland. These two teams did go 5 sets in the 3rd meeting, and speaking of that, going 5 sets, even Orlando and Atlanta, they split the 4-match series, and the numbers very, very close indeed. That is our 2nd semifinal. And the winner of that 2nd semifinal will play the winner of this. A lot to be decided on this first night of the Pro Volleyball Federation semifinals.
Rubber match coming up later.
Atlanta had their 13-match winning streak ended by Omaha and Brooke Nunaviller. Indy played 9 5-set matches. They're 3-6. And on the other side, Omaha is 3-1 in their 5-setters. Nice play by Hilly, including one over Indy. 15-13 in the 5th. Really good tip off the right side by Nunaviller. Beginning of this set, the 5th set tiebreaker. Let's go over to Madison.
Of this team, Brooke Nunaviller, before this set, got in the middle of her team and said, leave nothing out there on the court. And then Bird came in very calm and said, listen, all you need to do is your job. We know the game plan. We know the strategy. Just come in and execute your role.
Thank you, Madison. Bill Belichick. Just do your job. Keep life simple. Nina Chajic has been fantastic. What a good swing from 4 to 5, left front into the left back. Chajic has been fantastic. Good block, touch. Oh, a little unlucky. Lydia Martinez, the retreating middle blocker, just couldn't find the ball.
Both teams need to lock in on the technique of their block, make sure their hands are disciplined, pressed over the net so they get good block deflections that their team can play up.
Tough serve by Anabanjo. Early free ball. Elena Scott easily all over that. Chajic out of the back.
Chajic all night long out of the back row, and Sydney Hilly knows she is so tough to stop in transition. Look at Elena Scott sacrifice her body, keep that ball up, and give her team a chance to score that point.
Look at Chajic's numbers after this particular play. They are spectacular. Chajic again, no right side to Teeler. Really good block touch that time by Horde. Ripped that time by Reagan Cooper, number 8 in white. But back to Chajic quickly, if you'll allow. 14 kills on 23 swings, no hitting errors against this block and defense. 0.
Wow.
Yeah, fantastic night. Number 23 in orange for Indy. Teams will change sides at 8. You have 2 timeouts and 2 challenges. Crawford on the gap. Really good block, and smartly by DeBeer off the block and out of bounds.
Hitter coverage, keeping the ball off the floor. We saw Omaha Supernovas cover a blocked ball and recycle and win the point. Indy does the same there.
Teeler misses that. Holly, where does the pressure lie in this particular 5th set?
I think more pressure on Omaha Supernovas. They're the top seed, and they're expected to win. Indy Ignite just going after it. They have nothing to lose.
Completely agree. I think a lot of the pressure, and that's where the leadership that Madison Fitzpatrick talked about, Brooke Nuneviller, comes into play. This is a young Omaha team compared to last year. Nice save by Hilly. And that ball is missed just out of bounds. Good swing by Nuneviller. Just slightly long, but confirmed immediately by Bolt 6. No lines, people. That's all done electronically. Close, but clearly out. Nuneviller once again will have none of this losing business.
Nuneviller came in with so much fire and emotion, giving it back to her teammates after the celebration, trying to get her team fired up as she is.
Omaha 21-7. Atlanta were the regular season champs last year. That's a blocked touch, and we've got a net violation. That's probably on Anabanjo.
Omaha serving the ball at Elena Scott. She's just handling that perfectly. I think Omaha needs to go away from her if they want to win this.
They were tired of seeing Nina.
Well, yeah, there's that.
That's the game within the game. You have to serve tougher, no matter who you serve.
Pace to space, make a move.
Pace to space, I like that. Overpass, Lydia Martin. Nice play by Kylie Murr to create the overpass opportunity.
Look out below. Service pressure, such an important part of this game, this serve and pass game. Look at this ball drop, go over, and then Lydia Martin crushes that.
I'll give you the numbers for Martin and Chaich as a combination. They are spectacular. They are 23 of 50 with 0 errors.
Oh my goodness.
Ball set off the net, should be an opportunity. Chaich with a touch. Not a lot of time to get into her approach. Nuneviller thought the ball went off the block and off the antenna. And Emily Londot with a crucial kill.
Emily Londot has crazy range down the line.
I was too clever by half. I want to get back to those numbers once again. But to say they're good is a vast understatement between Chaich and Martin. Out of system here. Teeler, no. To Chaich and the big swing. Nina Chaich just registered her 17th kill on 42 swings with 1 error. Lydia Martin, 14 of 23, so that's 31 of 65 with 1 error. That's winning. Wow is right.
In 2 rookies.
Yes, yes. Brooke Nuneviller.
Fantastic answer on the left side. You see the emotion, the fire. Brooke Nuneviller is the leader of this Omaha Supernova team.
Nothing will be left on the floor when it comes to Brooke Nuneviller. Tied at 7, tied at 2 sets apiece for a chance to play on Sunday for $1 million. Chaich again. Hilly, good tip, covered by Cooper. Emily Londot, and just missed it. We're going to have a side change. That will be our technical timeout. Remember, 9 5-set matches for Indy, so this is not new territory whatsoever. At the side change, Indy on top by 1.
You love our legendary subs, so you'll love our legendary new Doritos Footlong Nachos. Doritos and Subway, 2 legends come together to...
Legends eating legends. Am I right?
Yes, thank you, Marshawn. Doritos Footlong Nachos. Just $5, only at Subway.
The number 1 seed, Omaha Supernovas, trailing 8-7. And member Lecator member Mena in the middle of the screen, out with a season-ending knee injury, but very, very much involved in that huddle.
She's been one of the #1 cheerleaders on the sideline. Both benches very involved.
If you're just joining us, still Atlanta and Orlando to come in the second semifinal. Indy won the opening set 25-17. Then it was Omaha. Same scores, 25-23, 25-23. And then Indy, really impressive, 25-20 in the fourth to send us into this tiebreaker. Cooper over the top of the block. That is dug. Missed by Elena Scott. That one got up high on her. Very difficult chance, tied at 8.
A lot of heat caught her high. That doesn't happen very often.
Natalia Valentin Anderson was the starting setter, actually made the second team All-Pro Volleyball Federation, as the setter will come in as a serving sub. Perfect combination after a good first contact by Chayic.
Chayic has been so good all around, passing that area 1, that cross-court serve, and then Hilly to Teeler working outside the block.
Remember, Ajani Teeler has been at her best against the best versus the Supernovas, hitting .488 on the year. Omaha's done a pretty good number on her so far. Hilly sending it over on 2. She had run out of room. And Reagan Cooper, boy, has she really improved.
Reagan Cooper finding the range to hit that inside the defense, inside the block, sharp angle.
Reagan Cooper now 18 of 36, having a big night. Chance for De Beer, and a better block by Pedraza. Still alive again, De Beer. Working deep cross court. Big block on the left side. Nicely done under pressure by Indy.
When Cece Crawford and Ajani Teeler are in rhythm, watch them work together, closing that seam. What a stop for the Indy Ignite.
10-9. Teeler again, tough serve. Tight for Hilly. Chayic out of the back row.
You and I are looking at each other saying, wow, but just it's so impressive. In the transition out of the back row, you see the blockers have to wait a little wider to honor their pin hitters, and she's been able to score one-on-one.
Teeler again, and then Caitlin Horde out of the back row, but back to Chayic. Been selected to play for the Serbian national team this summer, and Serbia's pretty good. How about back-to-back world championships before struggling a little bit in Paris? So you get asked to play for that team, you can play. 11-10. The winner will play on Sunday. Chayic once again. Only one blocker up against Nina Chayic.
Defense, transition attack out of the back row, and Chayic has been unstoppable all night long.
19 kills, a season high for Chayic. An awfully good time to do it. The lead is 2. A little bit of separation. Block touch, perfect first contact. Ball was a little tight for Chayic. Brooke Nuneviller, what a competitor Brooke Nuneviller is.
Nuneviller's forced to take a really tough swing, but scores it from the left.
Holly Nuneviller has 22 kills after a very slow start. 1 for her first 10 with 3 errors. Here's Krause. Dug by Krause. Free ball coming to Indy. Nice play by Scott to step in. Back to Chayic again.
I think we've run out of superlatives.
Spectacular, supernatural. What a night for number 23 in orange.
Not human.
Well, we said at the top, Holly, and you had it absolutely dead on. Ajani Taylor has been carrying the load. They've been shorthanded because of the injury to Member Mene. Who would step up? De Beer is healthy. Madison Fitzpatrick covered that part of the story. But did you expect this kind of performance out of Nina Chajic?
Well, one of the reasons she came out of the lineup early in the season is she was amazing and then she wasn't. And she was up and down. And that's why George had to take her out of the lineup. But she's been nothing but amazing tonight.
Chajic now with 20 kills to go along with 8 digs. 32 positive receptions. Look at the workload she has carried all night long.
And on both sides of the ball, yes, passing, yes, getting block stuff, but her offense has been undeniable.
Indy 2 points away from what would be, what's the adjective? Huge.
Gigantic upset.
Monumental.
Yes.
It would, no question. Indy 13-15, Omaha 21-7. Crawford. Handled by Nuneviller. On a banjo. That was a touch. Touch called by the first referee. And we might have a challenge. And the lights are flickering as a prelude to match point. But I think that was premature. And Indy is saying no touch.
Indy is challenging no defensive touch.
How big is this? Been challenged touch off the block or not. Net touch, and George Padgett is going to use one of his challenges, and why not? Ajani Taylor was absolutely emphatic that she did not touch the ball. Cece Crawford was serving, so that would mean that Lydia Martin was next to Ajani Taylor in the middle. Atlanta and Orlando still to come. Indy is an expansion team, and Ajani Taylor, no touch.
Ajani Taylor rolled up those fingers just in time to avoid it.
You can touch, you can challenge, touch or no touch on a defender. And Taylor was in the backcourt, and now it is 3 match points for the
Omaha
Indy Ignite.
is challenging block touch.
So now Omaha is challenging. This is good use of the challenge. This is smart by Bird Kuhn. Challenging that, okay, there was not a touch on Ajani Taylor in the backcourt, but there might have been a touch on one of the blockers, and I was talking about Lydia Martin. We'll find out. The Jeopardy theme song could not be more appropriate. Omaha in real jeopardy as the defending champions last year, and also the regular season champs this year, of going down to the 4th seeded team. Look very closely. No block touch. Hit out of bounds by number 21 on a banjo. 3 match points now for Indy. Nuneviller on the left side, and ball served out of bounds. A rare service mistake, and that was a mistake that time by Indy.
Indy ignites. Sydney Hilly has been offensive all night long. She is in the front row. Look for Ajani Taylor out of the back.
Match point number 2. Overpass, and on a banjo, not great heat, but lucky enough to get the ball to the floor. Timeout called by Indy, so that is 2 match points by the board. It was an easy serve, a rare reception error that time by Indy.
think nerves were a factor there.
I agree. We talked about Omaha feeling most of the pressure, but then Indy's right on the cusp of it, so it turns the table. Tomorrow at 1 Eastern, don't miss the first pitch as CBS Sports Network brings you the 2025 Conference USA Softball Championships. Jacksonville State will be in that. Their opponent is TBD. Jacksonville State, the number 3 seed. That's the first pitch on CBS Sports Network of Conference USA Softball Championship. Back with Holly McPeak, 3-time Olympian bronze medalist, NCAA champ, Madison Fitzpatrick, All-American out of Florida State. Speaking of that, let's go over to Madison Fitzpatrick quickly at match point.
Coach George Batchen came up to his group and he said, hey, just quite simply, it's our turn. Get it done. It's our turn.
Thank you, Madison. Well done by you as well. Match point. Get it done. Martin in the middle. And Nina Chayic on the left side. Match point number 3. Working on Chayic. Perfect pass. Chayic for the win. The number 4 seed barely snuck into the playoffs with a losing record, and they take out the Omaha Supernovas, the regular season champions. And Nina Chayic, one of the best performances we have seen all season long. Incredible for number 23 in orange.
And Sydney Hilly knew she had to get the ball to Nina Chayic. There's been no answer for her all night long. Could have run the middle, but there was a double block. Still double block on the pin, and Chayic finds a way to score for the Indy Ignite.
Nina Chayic, 20.